And that's the time I got my taint trapped in a trouser press. And we're live.
You are now listening to Radio Rufus.
Yes, you fabulous flamingos. Welcome back to another fruity episode of Radio Rufus. That's right. This time, this is the most prideful episode. I'm coming out.
Things are going to get zesty real quick.
I'm coming out. I'm making a statement off the top here.
What are you coming out as?
Okay, this is difficult for me to say. I've been sitting on this a long time.
It's okay.
I'm a gamer. I play Chinese video games. I play Counter-Strike almost every day. I'm a sweat. I'm a rager. I shout at my teammates who are worse than me. I'm a skins trader. I'm a skins hoarder. I scam kids on the internet for knives they bought with their mum's credit card. And I don't care. Anyway, this week, we bring you the latest and greatest from around the world, as we always do. It's Radio Rufus. It's your traditional radio show that you know and love. You have brought it into your heart and soul, just like the Catholic Church wish you would do with them, but you're too smart. You're not playing the game. You're plugged out of the Matrix. No one can hack into your mainframe. Say hello to the people. Aidan.
Hello.
Oh, brilliant. This week, we've got a special guest. It's our first return guest in the history of the show. History being made. It's writer, actor, comedian, and YouTube Shorts legend. It's Finley Christie.
Oh, nice, Rafferty.
Welcome back.
Thanks so much.
Last time you were here, it was episode 16, I think. That was back when nobody used to watch this show. So we wanted to get you back for one that would actually go out to the public.
Well, the views are about to drop off again.
We're back.
Take it back.
Yeah.
OG Radio Rufus.
So you're an award-winning stand-up?
Yeah, well, absolutely.
The award in question being most Instagram reels posted with #cringe in the last year. You've also starred as a posh roadman, both in real life and in the pharmacy on Channel 4.
That's good.
Congratulations. You're off the back of your sellout tour. I assume it was sellout. I didn't Google that. I just wrote it.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
Sheffield and Leeds, most of my fans are concentrated in like posh uni towns.
Right, okay.
You have that in common.
Yeah. In Brighton, I'm anonymous. In Exeter, I'm like Kanye.
See, I should go to Exeter.
Yeah.
Have you never gigged in Exeter?
Never. That's a good hot tip. Yeah, I'd love to say it's a bit more diverse than that, but
it isn't.
A lot of our, but weirdly, a lot of your fans don't like me. People leave hate comments and I'll go to their account and it's all just, they're reposting just your videos every day.
Yeah, that's because I militarized them as an army.
Yeah.
They
see me as not posh enough. I'm sullied by my London influence.
I've got a very interesting thing on that topic here.
Okay.
So I've got a bit of material from the press release of your tour. So if you didn't have a chance to watch it live, this is what you missed out on, and maybe you can comment on some of this stuff.
Okay.
Finley also wonders if he has deserved the pitfalls of his privileged upbringing. Having attended a school focused on exam preparation, he found himself the only one in his class to fail and transferred to a school in East London. True?
Basically, I didn't get into the sort of very posh private school I was supposed to go to.
Yeah.
Sort of old money school. So I ended up going to this school where it was all like sort of the kids of sort of geezers who'd done well.
Yeah, okay.
Sort of wheeler dealers who'd like made money sort of.
Well, like Big John's kids.
Exactly. They were all influencers who sort of profiteering off being sort of the earth.
Yeah, right.
Reviewing takeaways. All kids are people who rate my takeaway. His kids were there.
Bollocks.
Big John's kids were there.
Absolute bollocks.
So your story of struggle is going to a less posh private school?
That is, yeah.
What's funny is I did get into a highly selective, very academic school.
Yeah.
But because it's an international school and it's in an Asian country, we're the stupid ones.
The white kids.
So there was a local school next to us. Firstly, I would get up and go on the bus in the morning and we'd go past this school to get to ours. They run it like a military academy, but it's a boarding school. So they're running laps at 7 in the morning. Everyone.
Fucking hell.
Everyone's running laps and there's a teacher behind them, like with a cane.
Esports training.
Basically. Then there's 2 hours of gaming in the morning. And they have the highest average score. They're in the top 5 schools in the world. Basically, they run it like a military academy where they just like Pythagoras' theorem.
Yeah.
Do it. 20 reps of Pythagoras' theorem, and then like there's
Abacus.
yeah, there's 10 minutes of JavaScript, and then all this sort of stuff. So we were fucking stupid. And in my school, if you got a B, you were a failure.
Damn.
So, yeah.
That's like one of the greatest success stories to ever come out of my school, probably.
Well, yeah.
A B.
Yeah. There wasn't a high bar to like clear at all.
Look, this is funny. Craving the validation of his peers, Finley changed his accent. Which one did you choose?
So I used to sound. Well, I was on your level, I'd say.
Okay.
Now I drop a few T's.
Right.
I've stopped saying the word chav.
Well, I would have started if I was you.
Yeah. But that's the thing. It is strange to like go to a school and then you're the like private school and you're the posh one, and you sort of have to
I have no idea what that is.
Change your accent and.
Which accent did you pick? Chinese?
It was actually more nuanced than that. It was specifically North Korean.
Right, yeah. I'd like the image of you turning up at a state school for the first time and going, "Hello, mate."
Wait, is that North Korean?
No.
That was like a pan-Asian accent.
It sounded like a deaf person.
Sort of Egyptian, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, that's the guy you.
Hello, mate. Yeah. I like that you've just rolled the dice on a random accent and then you turn up like, hola.
Yeah. Just anything other than.
Yeah.
Was it an active decision to change your accent a bit, or did it just kind of happen over time?
Yeah, it was active for sure.
Did you go roadman?
I would have slipped into MLE at a point. I was saying, I was one of that was the generation of kids where peak was a big part of vocabulary.
No, that's peak still.
That's peak.
No.
Do you drop many I can't lies?
That's
I can't lie.
I can't lie is a little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit after me.
Yeah. You took down all your online sketches and started rapping. Apparently.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of rap in the.
You still got bars? Just give us a little couplet.
100 quid socks from Fortnum and Mason. Thought they were on sale. You were sorely mistaken. I know. Giving MC Hammersmith a run for his money.
Yeah. I'd like to see you guys go at it in Fortnum and Mason. A little battle.
Yeah, he would be down.
He would be down.
He's a lovely guy.
That guy's down for anything.
Great lad.
Yeah.
I reckon if I suggested that we lather ourselves entirely in hummus and then have a naked wrestle in the middle of Oxford Circus, he'd probably say yes. He's just so nice.
He's lovely. He's Syrian.
Yeah, didn't expect that at all.
Yeah, that was funny because in the first 5 minutes of our podcast, I accused him of being Jewish.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you think he looked Jewish?
Yes.
Yeah.
He doesn't look Jewish.
And I thought he had a Jewish name, and he's from Hammersmith, which is kind of Jewish.
Hammersmith. Yeah. What's his surname? I don't know his actual name.
I told us it at the time. It
It's
was
bad because I've met him many times.
Yeah, it's not Goldstein.
No.
Otherwise, it might be Jewish.
Another thing, face blind. He's face blind.
What?
Yeah.
What's that?
As in he doesn't recognise faces.
What?
Yeah. So if you bumped into him in the street,
Yeah.
you were like, "Hey, MC Hammersmith," he wouldn't recognise you.
Bollocks.
I promise you.
Never even heard of that before.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
I've heard of face blindness before through the lens of racism.
You've experienced. You used to suffer from pre moving to
On my
Asia.
travels.
Yeah.
Yeah. On my travels across the Orient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should. Is there going to be a travel series where you go back to
Singapore.
Asia and yeah?
Yeah.
I think that would be good.
Call it fried rice.
There we go.
Easy. Yeah.
That's pretty good actually.
And you're just high the whole time.
Is it a
Fried rice.
ridiculous caricature as well? Do I have to wear a cone hat and like?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
like fucking laundry basket lid on your head.
Yeah.
I like that you're like I have to.
Yeah, no, I've got no choice.
Yeah.
The first scene is me being forced by the powers that be into putting some flip flops on and squatting down with my feet flat.
Are you pretty good at using chopsticks?
I'm better than you.
Yeah, I would assume that, but are you like comfortable with them? Is that
Yeah,
what you,
I actually prefer them.
That's fucking
I eat everything with chopsticks. Soup was tough. It says here you went on to study Caribbean dance in an attempt to further distance yourself from your background.
It was part of a module that I did. I slightly exaggerated it to make it sound like it was my whole degree.
Right. So were you throwing it back or were you catching a wine?
I was. Well, we had to. Obviously, we had to learn both.
Right.
We
Okay.
had to learn
Versatile?
both. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was no. It was that part of the. I don't know where this. You've like scoured my Edinburgh press releases.
Yeah.
I can't really. This bit was mostly a lie.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it is, because the next paragraph says, you tell your experiences with love and heartbreak in a religiously forbidden relationship.
That is true.
A meeting with a tiger in Thailand.
That's not in it anymore.
And a drug-induced paranoia that almost ended a family member's life.
Yeah, none of that stuff's in
That
it
is exactly the plot of Life of Pi. So that's exactly what it is. I swear to God, he ends up with a boat and a tiger and then marries a white woman, right?
Oh, I wouldn't marry a white woman.
Oh, okay.
No.
Especially not with your Caribbean dance experience.
No,
It'd
exactly.
be a waste.
That's
a big
true,
part of
yeah,
the show is about my questionably fetishizing a type when it comes to women.
What is that type?
Well, I tend to, I like a chocolate princess. I like
Is that an official term?
I don't know if you know, they absolutely love it when you call them that.
This might also not surprise you. I've never been with a black woman.
See, now we need to make this happen.
Wife swap?
Yeah. Well, what kind of women do you normally go for? What would I be in for?
Like societal norms and typical beauty standards.
Yeah.
I love those.
I'm picturing.
It's like I wrote them. Honestly,
El Clasico, big blonde, big tits.
El Clasico.
Yeah. 442.
De Classica.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got a Bayern Dortmund game.
Yeah.
Bit
a maiden, a busty German maiden.
Bit dirty, but some good moments.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Whereas I think I like a lady with a septum piercing.
Oh, really?
She looks like she sells crystals on a canal boat. She looks like she does tarot readings.
Right.
And
that is my worst nightmare.
Have you ever met a chocolate emo?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, is that a thing?
Oh yeah, just an identity crisis. That's what really.
Yeah. As soon as you mentioned septum piercing along with your type, that instantly went into my head. I've never seen that before.
I went on a date with a girl once.
They're all over Hinge.
Who she asked me on a date, and I said, "Oh yeah, like yeah, sure, whatever." And then she got her phone out and put it, "Okay, right, when you're free, let's whack it in the calendar." And I kicked it down the road for 3 months. Right, because she had armpit hair, and I used to work with her. And the first day she came in to work, she redesigned our cocktail menu with 12 new cocktails based around the star signs.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Right, so you can have an Aries martini or whatever.
This woman is my type.
Yeah, right.
She sounds perfect.
And you could probably braid her armpit hair if you wanted to.
Dreads. I want dreads.
Which I did.
You need to learn how to do that for your future children.
I'm going to start making TikToks of me braiding my mixed race daughter's hair.
Right.
It's gonna pop off.
Boy Affy, I think.
Boy Affy.
Boy Affy.
Boy, oh, as in. Yes, you're right. Sorry.
So I was just using some of the vernacular there. Yeah. From Kingston.
From Kingston
upon Thames.
Yeah. You should get him on here. Oh my God, you should get Ali Kingston on here.
What, the meet and jeet guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a fraud though.
Is he? He didn't actually. What's he?
I don't think so. I haven't seen the tapes personally, but I don't think he cheated Lily Phillips.
Bonnie Blue, man. Her slops 10 out of 10. That's Ali Kingston.
Was that an impression? I thought you were just telling us a statement.
No, I've never tried an Ali Kingston before. Yeah. What it is? I can't really do it.
I've never heard him speak.
Neither I don't know who this is.
I only know his captions.
He
being like, that's what happens when you get 2-1 in English from Kingston University. Right?
He always sounds like he's about to burst into tears when he's talking.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. It's a bit sad, but he's perked up since he let Bonnie Blue give him 10 out of 10 slot.
Right.
Like remarkable shift in his mood. In his videos, it's incredible.
Really turns the man around. Yeah. I don't deny that she probably gives unreal slops, just because. I'm just gonna put that out there.
The amount of XP.
Yeah, like she's fucking prestige. Like
master prestige of this.
Yeah, she's master prestige. She's grinded. Double XP weekend.
She's fucking dark matter blowjobs at this stage.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I say I think you were unfairly maligned for your comment about Bevo's cock.
Yeah, it's all right.
I really don't think it's unfair.
Everyone in the comments was acting like they've got fucking 9-inch dicks.
I know these guys. Come on.
That's the guys you're competing against for those women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure a white boy can handle that much cheek.
Oh, definitely not.
I can't.
No,
I don't have the reach.
I can't. But it's not. Listen, it's not. You've got to make up for it in other ways. I'm not getting by on dick alone with these women.
Right. Okay. Should we move on to the news?
Let's do it.
Our first story this week. Yesterday, American rapper Kid Cudi testified against Diddy in court, bringing to light new allegations which might be the worst of the whole scandal. So Kid Cudi said that Diddy broke into his home and unwrapped his family's Christmas presents.
No.
It's just inconvenient.
Yeah. It's just a bit rude.
Yeah.
Like it's not really a crime.
Diddy broke into Kid Cudi's home
And unwrapped his Christmas presents.
Okay. And what was there?
So this happened. So Cudi sniped Diddy's ex, Cassie Ventura, after she broke up with Puff, right?
Sniped her.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So to exact revenge, not like, you know.
Not a HDR to the head, like.
Yeah. She didn't take an interceptor to the knee. To exact revenge for rogering his boothang, he took matters into his own hands, basically he forced his assistant to drive to Cudi's house.
It wouldn't be like Diddy to force someone to do something.
No.
He was annoyed that he wasn't there to watch it when it was happening. He's getting sniped.
I've always thought that about cucks. I've never understood the cuck thing, because I just don't get how you can be like, oh, you know what's great? Watching the love of my life get just ploughed by someone with abs and twice my cock.
I get it. I get it. I was talking about this with Mike Rice the other day on their podcast.
Right.
It's the fear. It's the fear, and it's the fact that it's the exact thing, your biggest fear playing out in front of you. But also, you know, it's someone that you find attractive getting ploughed out. So it's like, I wouldn't enjoy.
Well, when you put it that way, go right ahead.
No, but I wouldn't enjoy if it was someone who was really bad. You know.
So you want, if you're participating in this, you want someone that knows what they're doing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because otherwise, you're like, what's the point? What's the point of this? But if you're seeing, you know, your partner in, you know, more getting railed out in a way she never has before with you, it's terrifying and arousing.
It's like watching a sort of art film, isn't it?
It's like watching.
It isn't.
It's not. Yeah.
No, it's not like that at all.
Well, but you can use that to justify it to yourself. You know, this is.
I'm good. I do have a cuck chair in my house,
and you're not taking advantage of it. How often do you sit in that chair?
Well, I very rarely have threesome.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't think being a cuck is a threesome, like having a cuck there.
Well, it's not exactly a foursome.
It's so funny if a guy tells you, "Yeah, I've had a threesome." And
he's just sitting in the chair.
I just watched his girlfriend get.
I almost did have a threesome once. I just needed 2 more people.
There we go. Lovely stuff.
It was last night. Right. So, Diddy's opened Cudi's presents.
Yeah.
So he planned to give his family Christmas presents from Chanel. Everyone gets one, I guess. A little bit like, you know, if Oprah was a rapper, you get a Chanel, you get a Chanel.
It's such a shit present if you're a child, though. Like, you're waiting for an Xbox or something, or you're toy and you're getting aftershave.
Yeah,
nobody fucking wants that at that age.
So Diddy unwrapped them and left open, and then he shut Cudi's dog in the bathroom. Which I understand. I shagged a girl once, and I had to shut her dog in the bathroom because it kept clawing at the door. Kept putting me off my game because it was yapping.
That wouldn't take me out of it.
No?
No.
And then
bring the dog into it.
Well, I opened the door afterwards and tried to lick my gooch.
So cucking the dog.
The dog was getting cucked.
Yeah.
That implies that she shags the dog.
Yeah, well.
Which she might do, I don't know.
Well, it depends who's the cuck in the situation.
This is what
Well, the dog was watching.
Yeah.
Through the keyhole, the dirty bastard.
Lovely. Yes.
And he was going outside the door. Really off-putting. And I opened the door, and then he runs back into the bedroom, and he tried to...
Starts wanking.
He tried to smell my pants, lick my gooch, and then suck her nipples in that order.
Oh, they've definitely fucked before then.
It was weird.
He knew what he was doing.
Yeah, straight away gets into it.
Yeah.
That's an incel conspiracy theory that women are all secretly fucking their dogs. Yeah.
I've never heard that
From
one.
years ago. Yeah.
Is it?
I was big into that one.
This is great. It's good. Like the left wing conspiracies are like, oh, mattress companies don't pay tax, and the right wing conspiracies like everyone wants to fuck
They're
dogs.
smearing peanut butter down there and yeah, letting them lick.
The old Whitney, Wisconsin. Do you remember her?
No, who's that?
Whitney, Wisconsin was like the first person I ever noticed on the internet. This was like 2015 time. She was getting roasted by Leafy is Here. This is how long ago this was.
Fuck
right?
me.
She came out and made YouTube videos and stuff. And she was like, I fucked my dog. Yeah.
Was she trying to be funny or was she owning up to it? Like,
Well, I've never seen any proof, but I feel like once you got 20 YouTube videos out there all saying the same thing, you probably are on it.
it's a bit mental that it took 20 videos for someone to cancel her. She was just freely saying that for that long.
I don't think you can be cancelled.
Yeah, but look at Rufus. I mean, you know, the stuff he's been coming out with for hundreds and
Yeah.
hundreds of
At
videos.
least we know you'll never fuck a dog because
Yeah.
how much you hate animals.
Yeah, I don't like dogs. Yeah.
That's probably the only thing stopping you.
Fear.
He's a cat person.
No. I think if I had to shag one animal, it would probably be, something rare like a snow leopard.
It would be a woman, I think, for you.
No, well, I'm like outside of humans.
Yeah.
I'd definitely pick, something endangered.
Yeah.
Go big or go home. Maybe finger blast a bald eagle while you're at it.
Oh.
Caw-caw!
Yeah, I a bald eagle.
Not much meat on a bald eagle.
You'd feel very sort of British in that moment, like finger blasting an American.
Oh, I'm just
picked up
sticking it to the
sim-
Yanks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Aidan, shagging an animal? Got to pick one?
Preferably stick to humans for this one.
Yeah, but if you had to.
Maybe a dodo.
Don't give me an extinct bollocks.
I'm with you.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool.
I've always wanted to
Shag
see
something
one, yeah.
extinct.
So what do? Punching a hole in a fossil?
The last one as well, and you just fuck it to death.
Right, yeah. Well, that's what I was getting at with the snow leopard thing.
Yeah.
Because you always see those snow leopards.
Are you coming at it with the angle of
No,
potentially?
but I didn't picture. I pictured you making love to it, but I did picture Aidan killing it with.
Right.
them things weren't big.
To answer the question you were about to ask, I'm not trying to breed it back into existence.
Yeah, that was my main concern. Fucking snow leopard, Rufus Rice, half breed.
I'm not sure. That must be possible. Like, breeds have been crossbred before. So it must be possible to get sort of something out of that, right?
We'd have seen it by now.
Yeah.
There's blokes that have fucked probably everything.
Yeah, I mean,
Surely you'd see like a dog cat or something in the streets.
one of the big unanswered questions, who shagged the AIDS monkey?
Is that really how it started? Someone shagged a
I
monkey?
do believe it because I've seen videos in WhatsApp groups before of like Indians in a cave shagging a donkey.
Who shagged
that.
the AIDS donkey?
Yeah.
We don't know.
So they do it.
You once claimed that it was Michael Jackson.
Donkey. The AIDS monkey.
And
Yeah.
Bubbles was the AIDS monkey.
Yeah, I did actually. Yeah, there is something to that, I think. But then Rufus pointed out that the AIDS pandemic was slightly before MJ's time.
Yeah,
That was
that was one
Jackson
of,
5
one of the
days.
main pieces of evidence I referred to was that he didn't have AIDS.
Yeah.
Well, by the end, I mean, that he was
could-
AIDSy.
Yeah.
did-
Oh, he looked like he had AIDS.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure that's how you diagnose it. Do you think they walk in there and they're like, yeah, it probably does.
But
Actually.
AIDS didn't spread through children initially. I don't think.
I still don't think it did. I don't think initially was required in that sentence.
No.
Well, it could have been like a 7-year-old monkey for all you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but monkey years, that's about 45, isn't it?
I don't know what way monkey ears work.
Yeah, I don't know the exchange rate.
Yeah. Is Michael Jackson still a paedophile when it comes to monkeys, or is that just
I don't think he fucked the monkey.
no? He wasn't blowing bubbles.
So, Cudi learnt about what Diddy was doing in real time because Diddy's assistant who drove him there called Cudi and was like, Diddy's broken into your house, which is something you never want to hear.
No.
I
Not a
don't.
very loyal assistant though.
Yeah.
You'd want them to have your back a bit more than that.
Fucking double crossing turncoat bastard.
Mm.
Yeah. So Diddy had just forced her to drive to Casa del Cudi though. So, Cudi said, "Motherfucker, you in my house?" Which I didn't realize people talk like GTA in real life.
He called him.
Yeah.
So he just suspected. He's like, someone's broken into my house. It has to be Diddy.
No. So the assistant calls Cudi,
Oh shit. Okay.
goes, Diddy's in your house.
Yeah.
Rogue Diddy on the loose. And then Cudi calls Diddy. I'm like, motherfucker, you in my house.
Oh right.
I don't think I've ever started a sentence with motherfucker, but I'd like to.
It just feels wrong. Like,
Doesn't work.
I'm just not from the west side
Mm.
or
Yeah.
or the east side actually.
Well,
Mulf.
the Far East side.
Yeah.
Motherfucker doesn't work in our accent, does
Yeah,
it?
not at all.
You in my house, and then he rushed to his Hollywood Hills gaff from the hotel where he'd literally been playing Farmville with Diddy's ex. Cudi claimed that Diddy wanted to talk to him, and then Cudi added, "This is it all in court, by the way. I wanted to confront him, I wanted to fight him, but he feared that Diddy might be packing heat.
And he was strapped to the tits.
He's got to be, right?
Yeah.
He's even got one of those silly knives that comes out of your shoe, I reckon. Diddy's got everything.
One of the sock knife things.
Yeah.
Are you talking about one of the ones where you like kick something and the blade comes out of the front of it?
Yeah, and it's got acid on the tip. So by the time he got home, Diddy had just
He's
like...
got like really hot baby oil, and he like pours it out like a sort of medieval
yeah.
king defending a fortress.
Yeah, baby oil and a Nerf gun.
Yeah.
So Diddy Combs had whacked on the invisibility cloak and it's just nowhere to be found by the time he got home. But he did say, some gifts that I bought for my family had been opened, then my dog was in the bathroom, and my dog was really jittery. Then the judge banned prosecutors from asking more questions about the dog because, quote, there are potentially some dog lovers on the jury who wouldn't want to hear about a dog pissing itself on the floor.
It's fucking relevant though, surely.
Is it?
It's part of what he done wrong. If they had got you in the jury, you'd have sent him. You'd have freed him.
Did he?
Yeah.
No,
Done that.
I would have put up an Instagram poll. Guilty, innocent, you decide. Then that would be my vote. I wonder what if I was on the Diddy jury and I put that poll up, I wonder what our audience would
Your
vote.
audience would have him freed tomorrow. 100%.
Yeah. He'd get a settlement. They'd give him a few mil.
Did you see that Trump was discussing potentially pardoning him?
Why though?
Why is he getting involved?
I don't know, but then 50 Cent, who is probably the most dedicated hater in history, came out saying, nah, I've got stuff on him. You're not going to do anything.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's an unlikely Trump versus 50 Cent legal battle brewing. And then Elon came out and said Trump was in the Epstein files, which he definitely is.
Yeah.
We've all
That
seen
goes
the-
without saying. Like,
Was he in the Epstein?
He's literally in pictures with Jeff Epstein.
Is he?
Yeah.
he was
I
quoted.
I thought Trump was better than that.
Yeah, I know.
He
I
was
held him
quoted-
to a high standard. Yeah. It's not a crime to just go to the island, though. I wouldn't mind going. Beach holiday.
I think it is.
No,
You think there's like a section for people that aren't going for paedophilia, like a cordoned off?
Yeah, well, I don't think Hawking was out there, nonsense.
I think he's one of the biggest offenders.
I think he was. But
Yeah.
This is crazy. Before all the Epstein stuff came out, I was in Paris with this like billionaire widowed woman.
Who was in Paris?
I was with this woman who told me about Stephen Hawking going to this island to fuck kids like way before the
Jesus.
and I just sort of laughed it off. I was like, yeah, whatever.
Right. Yeah.
She
yeah.
knew about it.
Right.
She apparently
Was she the kid?
Hawking was an absolute no. She was the wife of a man.
I just
who,
find
like,
it.
used to
I
hang
find
out.
it hard to imagine it's possible to be a nonce if you can only move your eyes.
He was shagging though, Hawking. I don't know why I'm whispering. As if it's around the corner.
It's like it's a secret.
Yeah,
Does it still work whenever you're in his situation?
clearly. That's the only thing. That's the only thing you can. The only sort of.
No, I
pleasure you're
reckon
getting.
he's thumbing it in 24/7.
think?
Yeah. That thing's like a marshmallow.
Yeah, has he got an assistant that does it? That what's the phrase?
Fluffer.
Fluffs him up. Yeah.
It was his wife, wasn't it?
Yeah. Maybe his wife was stepping in.
Yeah, I think that was her official title.
Yeah.
We'll pull up her LinkedIn, I think, and we'll find it.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's move on to our next news story now.
Hawking tour. Is there something in that?
I think, firstly, the window for that joke is so far in the past now. And secondly, even if you did make it sort of maybe a year ago when it was funny, it's not funny to begin with.
No.
It's shit on so many levels. We're actually revisiting a story we talked about first time round. It's a bit like when authorities showed me CCTV of me shadow boxing in Claire's accessories. The next story is a bit of deja vu. Finley, your first time around, we covered a story where Elon Musk, through his Starlink company, had connected Amazonian tribes to the internet for the first time, leaving them to develop porn addiction so bad that they stopped hunting and fishing and farming.
I remember this.
They were wanking so much they didn't do necessary survival activities.
Yeah.
But now, the chaps in the feathers and penis guards have hit back. So an indigenous tribe from the Amazon sued the New York Times. So we covered that article last time, saying their reporting led to its members being depicted as like brain-dead chronic masturbators forgoing essential survival activities to watch Bonnie Blue get reamed out by 100 roadmen at a time. So the Marubo tribe of the Javari Valley, so they're seeking hundreds of millions of dollars in damages, which is interesting, because what are you going to spend it on?
Well, that what the damages. What do you mean your tribe has bad PR? Fuck.
So
Why,
they said because of this article, everyone just thinks we're porn addicts now. So you've damaged our reputation.
You're a remote tribe.
Since when did
What do you
tribes
care?
have PR departments as well?
Yeah.
That's fucking mental.
Well, like you mean they're getting shit talked by like the other remote tribe? You guys are a bunch of wankers.
I think in the year since the article, they had just watched all the free porn on the internet. So this is kind of like a scheme to be able to afford to like wank behind a paywall.
I don't
Really?
think it's possible to watch all the free porn.
What
I don't
damage?
know the amount of them.
What a million? You can't sue for millions in damages if like.
But I think my main thing is, what are you going to spend it on? You live in the middle of fucking nowhere.
It would be
There's-
like browser subscriptions and
there's no
maybe a few
shop.
spearheads.
There's
or
no
something.
there's no
Black
shops.
Raw.
There's no shops. What are you gonna do with that?
I wonder do they have Amazon and stuff now? That they've got
In the Amazon. Love that.
It must come via airdrop. There's no way like you get the van coming, right?
Or they're traveling. They're like hiking hundreds of miles to like pick up a fleshlight from one of those like. I want just one fleshlight, like the tribe fleshlight that they're getting.
one of those in-post boxes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think postmen over here, they have to worry about dogs and stuff, but if you're delivering packages out there and you had fucking spears flying past your head every day, you'd need to be earning a lot more money.
Yeah, that's a rough thing. I think long trousers on. I know posties wear shorts even in the winter, but I'd be worried about getting hit by a poison dart in the shin.
I'm also picturing like a Royal Met, like a British postman
Yeah.
with a satchel around his shoulder.
Come in for a cup of tea and you end up being asleep for a week.
Yeah.
Could be anything in there. So it says these statements are not only inflammatory but convey to the average reader that the Marubo people had descended into moral and social decline. So it's like the last days of Rome, apparently, as a direct result of internet access. This is a quote from the chieftain. He's most unsettled by the pornography. Young men were sharing explicit videos in group chats, a stunning development for a culture that frowns on kissing in public.
That chieftain was definitely pulling the bar of himself to them same videos every single night.
Yeah, he's probably in the group chat.
Yeah.
This is a doth protest too much situation.
Yeah.
If you're suing for millions of dollars in damages, this guy's already in debt to like multiple porn sites and OnlyFans models.
Do you think the direct debits are just flowing too quickly for him?
Yeah. Because he's subsistence farming. He can't afford. Like,
I wonder how many turnips you
yeah, exactly.
How many turnips do you have to grow to pay for a Brazzers subscription?
The market value of turnips.
There are any turnip farmers out there who are also aware of how much Brazzers cost? Because I have no idea.
Yeah.
The only time I ever hear about Brazzers is when they put the adverts out that's being like, it's free.
Yeah, I know. Well,
Do you
yeah.
remember over COVID, whenever that was like their thing to help everyone, they just made browsers free for like a week?
Brazzers is like the DFS of porn.
Ex-
There's
always.
always a sale on.
It's
There's
always
always
a
a
deal.
sale. It's never full price.
Yeah. Anyone paying full price for Brazzers,
Yeah.
that is a low point of horniness.
Yeah. Especially if you are a turnip farmer, because I can't imagine that labour is... Like, that's tough. That's a tough life.
Yeah.
You've got to smell cow shit. You've got to pluck.
Yeah.
Especially in between all the wanking.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it probably is really hard to grow turnips in the Amazon as well.
Yeah, it wasn't a great example. Don't they grow them like on the grasslands of Russia?
Yeah. I think it's a cold country vegetable.
Do either of you know anyone that's ever paid for like OnlyFans or anything?
Oh, I thought you were going to say, have you known anyone who's paid for a turnip? Which, like, yeah, I do. A couple of people.
I don't know anyone who.
It's not something people would openly
would
say,
admit-
is it?
Yeah, but
You have to come out as an OnlyFans subscriber.
I think it's fucking deplorable. Although I sound a bit like the chieftain now.
Yeah.
suing for damages. Just suing for...
I just don't understand. Like, if there was no porn available for free, I would understand.
Yeah.
But there's way more than you could ever watch.
Yeah.
I think I'd still go to like, what is it, channel 93 on the Digibox first and get Babe Station or something. instead of going pen.
I don't think they've
month.
had that since the mid 2000s.
Oh, they definitely do.
Is Babe Station still going?
I will put
Why
money on it.
look at me? I have no idea.
It used to be like a pre-game lobby for a wank. You like stick it on for like 5 minutes, then go and watch porn.
Well, to just get you going.
Yeah.
Yeah, you watch it with the family and then retreat to your room.
Sometimes
I didn't have Freeview. You were probably a Sky.
Oh,
Oh,
Sky
definitely.
man,
Yeah. I had 7 channels.
I was the
like,
opposite of Rishi Sunak. I had the fucking Skybox, mate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember one time I was watching Babe Station whenever I was like 10. And my dad came up the stairs. He recognized the music, and I was thinking, is he going to rat me out? Because I've also got you here.
Right.
How did you recognize that music? How would Mum feel about that?
Yeah.
So it was just where there's a ceasefire there.
Little Mexican standoff. yeah, right.
There was nothing said in the end of.
So apparently the original reporter who wrote that article we talked about last time spent less than 48 hours in the village total.
He must have seen a fucking fiendish amount of
Oh,
wanking in those 48 hours to make up his mind.
What's
that
interesting is the culture apparently frowns on kissing in public, yet they have their tits out at all times. So
Well, you'd think you'd be a bit numb to porn already then if you're seeing.
quick. Yeah.
that's true. If the nips are just
Are you free the nip guys? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Big time. You
what?
Oh yeah, free the nip.
free the nip.
Yeah, like I'm not one of those weird people who wears a shirt in a swimming pool. If that's what you're asking.
Yeah,
me.
but the female nip more so.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
I get sometimes when you go on holiday to like Italy
Mm.
and there's an Italian granny who's getting it out.
Mm.
That's quite nice because it's like I'm on holiday.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
no one does that in England because it's too cold and everyone's too uptight, right?
Yeah.
But you
Now
go
you'll
to-
have some 18-stone Millwall fan doing it, but you
Yeah,
never have a
yeah,
woman.
Yeah, but you go to a French beach, someone's slipping out a nip, and you go, "Here we are."
Freedom almost.
Yeah, hasta la vista, right?
I remember going to like south of France when I was like 10 and seeing that for the first time
Yeah.
and being like,
It's not even a sexual thing for me. It's like just a relaxation. It's a reminder that I'm away from it all.
exactly. Yeah.
See, the only holiday I'd been on until I was 18 was actually Donegal itself.
Oh,
There
yeah.
wasn't much nip happening there. Like,
Wow, you had a shit upbringing.
yeah, not the nip you were wanting to see anyway. Some like rural fucking culture nip, but nothing interesting.
I don't.
Another.
Yeah,
Yeah, a teat.
Yeah.
I've definitely been milked before.
Yeah, waking up at the crack of dawn to get it out for the milkman. So the lawsuit seeks $180 million in payment.
They're crazy.
How are they coming up with this fucking figure?
Where are they? Who's their lawyer? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're suing people.
There's so many questions.
Definitely a remote lawyer.
Litigious. Yeah. He's got an office in the Amazon.
Do you think it's the tribal council? Is it like Survivor where they all vote everybody off?
Yeah. I just don't think they're gonna. How have they got money for a lawsuit? Like,
I know.
or is it someone?
It's that bloody turnips, mate.
Yeah, no, it's It's the Amazonian turnips.
Maybe
These tropical turnips.
maybe they stumbled upon El Dorado and didn't tell anyone.
Yeah.
That could be.
Well, I can't wait for them to win and then see
What happens?
Things
Are really going to descend into chaos then.
Oh yeah.
They're going to have all those like sex doll prototypes and stuff within a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. There's a fleshlight. Don't ask me why I know this. There's a fleshlight which has a Bluetooth function, which means
We can answer phone calls on it. Straight up to the ear. Ah, fuck.
yeah,
Leaking over you.
it's a speaker and it works hands free as well.
Yeah.
No, so it's got a Bluetooth function, so it connects to like your Oculus Rift or whatever.
Ah.
So you're watching VR porn, right?
Mm.
In the headset that you've
Yeah.
calibrated to your room,
Uh-huh.
and it controls the speed of the video. It senses your stroke rhythm and matches it with the speed of the video. So it's like every stroke you do, it's one stroke on there.
Wow.
That is-
It's a little bit like Peloton.
Yeah. Jesus.
You know, they're like, keep
Christ.
going, we're 5 kilometers in, guys, come on. It's a good day for a workout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's an encouraging.
There's a
guy
heads up
in there.
display.
You know a lot about this.
God.
Yeah.
Have you ever used this?
No, but I know it exists because my mate's dad had one.
Really?
One
Yeah.
that synced up to the stroke.
Yeah, well, yeah. He definitely had the technology for it and a room. So
He had a special room.
he had a special VR room,
Yeah.
which he said
With like 5 locks on the door.
he said it was for playing golf.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that room was definitely covered in cling film.
Yeah.
Mm.
clubs going straight up his arse after 8 o'clock. So there we go. $180 million for the tribesmen. We'll see how that goes.
Can't wait.
On to our favourite mini segment now, American Unintelligence. We're in Louisiana, which is the area famous for being entirely demolished by hurricanes every 5 years, yet still has a population of 4.5 million people. If I lived in Louisiana, I can't help thinking that I'd just move.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a
Every year it gets hit by something.
And
yeah.
also, how is it that there's so many deadly hurricanes and it doesn't seem like they've lost a single person? Is there people moving there after seeing
No,
them?
I think people are dying, and also like they get like crocodiles. Like
Yeah.
they wake up after a hurricane. There's just alligators have just started a new society.
Yeah.
We had one famine in Ireland 150 years ago, and we're still recovering from the population.
Yeah.
And these pricks are losing fucking thousands, probably monthly.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is it's monthly, right? Hurricanes monthly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got robbed in Louisiana. It's a rough outside of New Orleans. It's a rough place.
What happened?
It's these two women like in Louisiana.
Hookers?
They were I don't know. I think they were strippers.
Chocolate Princess?
They were ladies of the darkness.
What is that?
something Mike Rise would describe a black woman. There's a darkness to her.
That's a great impression.
But they basically lured me in. They suckered me in.
Right.
They just shouted at me from across the road, and they were like, "We want to fuck you," and I just believed them.
Okay.
And then they went to get in their car, and then
I think this one's really on you.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
They must have sussed out that the chocolate princesses was your weakness.
Yeah, I had just a sign around my neck. No, I basically did. I mean, I looked like such a tourist. I was like Hawaiian shirt, just milling about, drunk at 4 a.m.
Right.
I was anyway. Sorry, we'll get. Yes. What was the story? Sorry,
So you got robbed?
I got robbed. Yeah,
You just got mugged. Casual mugging.
I got my phone and my wallet stolen,
Yeah.
and then they dropped me off at the side of the road, and they just drove off, and I had no idea where I was, and they drugged me. To be fair,
Drugged you.
Fuck.
they drugged me, but
You asked for it.
it was a drug that I know very well.
Okay.
And so they thought they'd knock me out, but I was completely fine. Quite a high tolerance for it.
Right, okay.
You're a raven in the car.
Let's just put it this way. They gave you enough dosage for a racehorse.
Exactly.
Yeah. But
Exactly.
you just firmed it. Right. So, police responding to a call at a Lowe's, which is basically an American B&Q parking lot, last Sunday, found a naked man inside a display shed engaged in, quote, lewd behaviour. So a witness reported a naked male inside one of the store's outdoor display tool sheds, which are used to show customers various storage options. Officers arrived at the scene and began searching the line of sheds on display. It wasn't until the fourth or fifth shed that they located the suspect, lying on his back, pants around his ankles, using an open container of Vaseline and an electronic device while allegedly masturbating.
The Vaseline sort of fucks him over. There's no real talking yourself out of that one.
It doesn't say what the electronic device was.
Assuming it's his phone.
Well, it could be an air fryer.
Middle of the wank.
Yeah. A nice Breville kettle.
Yeah, it doesn't say. It could be a George Foreman. It could be having a toasty.
Yeah. This is fun. Let's think of more electronic device. Could be one of those.
Ninja blenders.
Oh, Jesus.
Smeg fridge.
Probably was a lot of smeg.
Yeah.
Nice.
My uncle has a Smeg fridge. It's not a Smeg brand. It's just filthy. It's got
full of smeg
It's just got a crust around it of mold, I think.
around the foreskin of the fridge. Just
Yeah,
under the
around the foreskin of the fridge. Yeah.
foreskin of the fridge. Yeah.
Yeah. With a taser drawn, which that's a rude way to interrupt someone wanking, I think.
Oh, yeah.
With the taser out, police ordered the man to pull up his pants and then roll onto his stomach and then handcuffed him. He complied without
You asked him
resistance.
to roll onto his stomach.
He'll be like a corkscrew when
Yeah.
you put it into a bottle of wine.
It might be one of the best danger wanks of all time. He might have rang the cops
Yeah, it's-
himself.
It's a pretty classic DW.
Yeah.
You ever
Change the game.
you ever done DW?
Not what I'm into, really.
No.
No, I like peace and You did a top 5 wanks,
Yep.
and I completely disagree with it. I thought it was a disaster.
Really?
Yeah,
What would be up there for you? I think I had drunk wank.
terrible, awful,
I never have drunk wanks. I
Drunk
just
wank,
fall asleep
awful.
after a hangover wank.
Hungover wank is my number one.
Oh yeah.
Hungover wank is up there, but it's not. It's honestly not as good as an abstinence wank. Like when you haven't done it in ages. Like come back from a family holiday. Did you have that one up there?
Oh shit, yeah, that's not a bad. Although
think
you
that's-
can make it work.
Well, on a family holiday, of course you
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
Of course you can. But
Yeah.
you're scared the first few family holidays. You don't want to.
Nah.
You know, it's not worth the risk.
I went straight into that cave, no lights on. You know, I was fine. I wasn't. There could have been anything down there. I was fine. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I went into the mine shaft with no torches. You
Mm.
catch my drift. I had
mean,
no qualms about wanking on the
The
family
bathroom of the shared room.
holiday.
That's where it tends to be. And you got to do a stood up one in the bathroom.
Straight
of the shared
under
hotel
straight
room.
under the sink.
Yeah, you're in a little truckle bed, like next to your parents' double bed.
No, I'm a fan of the classic. Face the toilet, bent knees, angle down, wank.
Oh,
Oh,
nothing but
you're
mess.
you're a bent knees person.
I'm standing.
Yeah.
I'm facing the toilet. Knees are bent. I'm shooting it straight down the plug hole. If you're gonna catch my drift,
I know what you're saying.
it's hitting the water. There's no. It's a swish. There's no
straight under the
nothing
splash
but
zone.
nothing but net.
That's a scary moment is when you're trying to clean up the bits that you missed, and you're like, "Have I got every single drop?"
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
because
If
the
it's-
idea of your parents just finding just a drop.
Standing on it.
Yeah. Oh.
It's like
sitting on it.
You think like your parents are gonna go over it with a UV light, like
Yeah.
like the forensics department.
Yeah.
And you know, if you combining that with an abstinence wank as well, and then it's an absolute Mount Vesuvius
Oh.
scenario, and you get a bit of it on your foot. You
Amazing.
know what I mean?
When you walk out of that bathroom, once you've done it, you feel like you've just, committed a jewel heist. When you walk out that bathroom and you got away with it.
I feel like Leicester. I got 50% of the cut, but I wasn't even involved in the robbery. Right. The man admitted to his actions straight away. I mean, hard to do anything else, I think.
Yeah.
And then he told officers he was watching, quote, YouTube at the time.
Oh yeah.
Classic.
You know, it might have been those breastfeeding videos they're putting on YouTube now, where you can actually see tit.
Is that your thing? I'm more of
Made
a.
aware of this.
I'm a body paint.
Is that a thing
Oh,
too?
yeah, guy.
Oh,
There's like a playlist of body paint compilations.
so you're softcore man
Oh,
No.
right.
in a
No.
hardcore world.
It's a beautiful song.
Yeah. Just a softcore man living in a hardcore world.
Victoria was talking about this the other day. He was saying that he finds it naughty that it's on Instagram, but like he'll look at titties on Instagram
Where it shouldn't be.
because the context is a bit. You're like, oh, seeing it.
Yeah, that's why, like, to get myself going, I like to look back at old flirty texts.
No,
Those are good.
from when you were how old?
No, like, from
Recent.
yeah,
Recent 30 text.
yeah, from recent history, because then that's like a girl that sent me something kind of cheeky,
It's also real.
yeah,
you're
it's very
involved in
real.
that.
Yeah,
It's what's the phrase? Bespoke. For
it's
you.
yeah, it's one of one. Unless she's just group texting this shit,
Mm,
I don't know. Who knows?
You're just CC'd into them.
yeah, I want a photo of today's paper in front of.
Yeah. Let's move on to sports,
Go for it.
shall we? And this week we are transported into the mind of Greta Thunberg if you pushed her out of a plane, as we investigate the world of autistic skydiving. Are you a fan of this sport?
Wait, how does that change the sport of normal skydiving?
Wow. Very interesting that you say that. Because a new study that's been published in a neuroscience magazine suggests that people with autism may have a new thing to add to their ever-growing list of superpowers. I feel like every week we find out...
They can fly.
No, they...
They've only got super strength at this stage.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure how you get autism. Do you have to... Is it like a Spider-Man
It's a
situation?
vaccine thing, I think.
Oh, is it?
Oh, yeah, step
I thought
into
you...
the vaccine.
I got bitten by a radioactive Greta Thunberg.
Aidan, how did you get yours?
It was just that SARS vaccine.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that...
Haven't been the same since.
Right. I forgot that you were in Hong Kong in 2003. So, obviously, autistic people have abilities that we're already aware of, which, really liking trains, only
Rufus
eating mash, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But one thing that's definitely not different, so everyone has this in common. Everyone has the same sense of smell.
Okay.
So, like, autistic people smell the same as normal, as in their noses work the same as normal. But regular brain legends, like myself, am I the only? No, you're a regular brain legend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Smashing these autism.
Not sure about Aidan.
Hmm.
Regular brain legends are able to detect fear in sweat that has been collected from people skydiving. Because skydiving is scary, right?
Yeah.
So the sweat that you excrete while skydiving is different from normal sweat.
Well, okay.
And like, if you've got a normal brain, you can actually smell the difference.
Okay.
Like, you smell the scared sweat, and you start to feel it gets your heart racing.
Wow.
Yeah. But for autistic people, it's the other way around.
That's interesting.
So they smell the normal sweat, and they start getting a bit freaked. But they smell the scared sweat, and they're like, bulletproof. Nothing to lose. Far away, far away.
Oh my god.
So autistic people
They get scared by normal sweat.
can't smell fear.
That is a superpower.
I know, incredible. It's a magnificent scientific discovery. But they can smell social interaction,
Yeah.
I think.
I can't believe that someone was paid to do this study.
Yeah, I know. It's a ridiculous waste of grant money, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is like that time that I submitted a proposal when I was at university for a study where we would see if Calippos were better as a lolly or a drink.
Yeah.
Because I think if you melt it down and you have it as a drink, it's arguably a preferable experience. I asked for 250k.
I hate the idea that autistic people are because you know people that like overly claim personality disorders are gonna hear that and be like yeah I've always had that. Yeah, I've actually never
hadn't a fucking clue about it.
I've always
I fucking love trains and mashed potatoes, mate.
yeah.
It is true. I think autistic people only eat beige food. Is that a real?
Yes,
That's true, right?
You can have like a comfort food thing if you're autistic. Yeah.
It would explain how Francis Bourgeois is always so quick to like hang over the bridges when he's watching the trains.
What do you mean?
You know Francis Bourgeois, the train guy.
Mm.
There's no fear in him, so he gets up close and personal.
Right.
I don't
see.
think this story is that autistic people can't experience fear.
But he can't smell it.
That would be amazing.
They don't get scared by what
Sweat.
normal people get scared by. They get scared by like what we're cool with. That's the outcome of this study. Is like skydiving, they're calm
They don't get scared.
because they don't have the fear response in the same way. Skydiving people, like, they're calm, but if they have to just talk to someone, they can't handle it.
They need to take advantage of this and like weaponize it.
That's what I'm saying. Autistic paratroopers.
Get them fuckers in the front line, right enough.
I love the idea that autistic people are just skydiving and they're just normal.
Yeah.
They're just like just blissed
We're
out.
sitting playing the DS on the way down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch us gnawing on a corn on the cob on the way down.
Yeah.
That's pretty exotic for autistic people, I think, corn on the cob. It's only just beige, isn't it?
No, they're organising their pieces, individual pieces of sweet corn by size.
Yeah. So yeah, that absolutely bulletproof. I think autism paratroopers are the next wave of military development. If we drop those behind the lines in Syria, we can get them out of a chopper or something.
Yeah.
Because historically they never would have been allowed near the front lines, but people might have been missing a trick with it the whole time.
Autistic. I mean, I think the best soldiers of all time would have been
Yeah.
autists. I think people who operate tanks, snipers. You've got to have some.
If you can gaslight them into making like tactical warfare their special interest, your country will never lose again.
Well, there's that guy that I always get compared to online who's like, the Fairchild A10 Thunderbolt 2 has a single 30mm Gatling cannon and 2 jet engines. When it puts its thrusters to full and fires its gun, it will actually accelerate backwards. That is how powerful it is. I get compared to that guy. Like, imagine that guy in the military. We need him. He was. I mean, I think he was at college, but we need him on the front lines. That guy knows what he's doing.
Military buffs, 100%. Will have autism. People, the kind of people like in history lessons when you were at school, they like pronounce their THs as Vs. We talk about the thing about the Germans is that they had Panzer tanks. You know?
Yeah. And like, well, actually, that's one of those guys.
There was this kid in my school who
I think you'll find that's the D10.
He used to sit on cupboards. He used to sit on.
I know
cupboards.
Exactly what you mean.
Yeah. Like lotus position, like legs up under each other.
Like
all lessons, he would just the whole lesson just be looking up battles on his laptop.
Yeah.
Just researching battles, and he would get shouted at. Shouted at for it, but he would have no like fear response to it.
Yeah.
So he would just be like, oh okay, oh yep. Like he would just take it, and it was watching him get shouted at as a teacher was like really unsavory. It was like in Rain Man when Tom Cruise like it's like grabs his brother by the scruff of the throat, and it's like
imagine we get Rain Man in to do the admin.
Amazing.
Unreal. We'd never be short of any supplies. We'd be
He'd be
perfectly
like that
stopped.
CS:GO person counting the bullets. You were
Yeah,
talking about.
yeah, exactly. He'd be like those Korean StarCraft
This is when
gamers.
Rufus starts going. No, I don't think that's autism. Actually, being obsessed with CS:GO.
The only thing is, you would have a very unfit front line if the smell of a jog had them shitting themselves.
That's true.
Yeah.
But I feel like in that situation,
You just have to train them under extreme circumstances.
Yeah,
and they'll be
yeah.
fine.
they just have to live an extreme life.
Also, when do autistic people learn to sit like that? Because there's a fella in my class, and he was a big lad. He was like 6'2" from he was 10, and he might have been like 17 stone, and he could perfectly sit with his legs under himself.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I don't know how he had that flexibility. It's just built into them.
Maybe that's another one of those superpowers.
Yeah, could
We'll
be.
get this guy to.
Let's
do
give
the
them, let's
study.
give them another 500,000 in research money. We can see.
What was the sample size for this, by the way?
Oh, there's no stats.
Yeah.
It could have just been one person.
Well, I think the whole thing might be 1 horseshit, 2 pseudoscience, 3 never happened. So, but a lot of things we report on this show are pretty fraudulent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, let's move on to the games segment now. Gamey Schumer coming at you. And we've got a brand new game this week. It's called Katy Perry or Mussolini. So, I'll read out a quote, and you just have to work out
All right.
who said it. That's as simple as that. And some of these are actually quite difficult. Here we go. I'm not perfect and I don't pretend to be. That's why I wiggle my ass and make jokes about peeing my pants.
I mean, What are you thinking?
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Mussolini.
Yeah, I'm thinking Mussolini for that
Yeah,
one.
that's Katy Perry
Shit.
talking about something. Next one. Blood alone moves the wheels of history.
From The Office, I know this. I know that this is Mussolini.
It is Mussolini.
Yeah.
That's from an address in Rome.
That's from a Lazio away day.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, he used to fuck with his trousers around his knees.
For what reason?
How do you know that?
So many women used to come. There's a podcast called Great Dictators. It's amazing. They've got like a 10-part thing on Mussolini.
They'd fucking love that wall.
Yeah. It's like I'd love one on Kim. I don't think I've done one on Kim Jong Il, but that he used to just shag in a really perfunctory way. Just women used to come in. And he used to be like, oh god, pull his trousers down to his knees,
Yeah.
get his end away, and then kick them out.
It was just like admin, basically.
Yeah.
Next one.
And he stank apparently.
Might have autism.
Yeah.
Next one. My hair is my best accessory. Either that or my left boob. That's actually quite a good quote.
It's pretty funny her being self-aware enough to point that out.
Yeah.
I'm going with Katy Perry for that.
It's specifically the left boob.
Yeah.
Right boob wasn't doing it for her. Mussolini.
Yeah.
Do you want to guess Mussolini every time?
I think that's probably just in case we so we know at least we got half of them right. I think we'll guess Mussolini.
yeah. It's like always pick C on a
Yeah,
multiple choice.
exactly.
Yeah. Next one. Give me the press and I will turn the people into an obedient herd.
Was that last one Mussolini?
Oh
No, that was Katy Perry giving an interview to TMZ.
Okay. The next one.
This one's actually. I know we said we do Mussolini every time, but this one sounds like it could be the California Girl.
It's Mussolini. From a meeting with his cabinet. Next one. This is maybe my favourite quote. I'm vegetarian except for bacon and steak and chicken.
She doesn't eat fish, basically. Sorry, he. Mussolini.
Yeah.
I think Mussolini was vegetarian, right?
That's Hitler, I think. I don't know what Mussolini probably.
It's funny that like Hitler was capable of such terrible things, but he would turn his nose up at a bacon sandwich.
Yeah. He did have. Mussolini did have some weird eating habits, but I can't remember. No, that's what he used to eat. He used to eat bowls of raw garlic. Yeah, covered in olive oil.
Are you sure?
I think that's performative Italian behavior.
It's just-
But yeah, he used to eat
The
bowls
most.
of garlic.
Speaking of Hitler, there, he might have been the most performative dictator going. He loved painting. He was vegan.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't add up for what he did.
Yeah, that's not what performative means, but it's a good point.
That's playing up to what's like popular these days. I mean,
You thought
Yeah, and he would have been
you think what was popular in the
I'm saying
1940s
what's popular now.
was painting and veganism.
Yeah, it's like, whenever, like, if you're trying to get
So your very shit point is that Hitler predicted the future, so things that would be popular now would give him a more favourable outlook.
To be honest, he
These
wasn't. He
days.
wasn't far off. A lot of his ideology. You're right. Veganism, hating Jews.
He's an animal lover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would have. Yeah, he was born in the wrong
I
generation.
don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fucking great point, Rufus.
Yeah.
Next quote.
I'm on your side.
Fortunately, the Italian people have never been educated. If they were, they would never have tolerated me.
Wow.
I don't think our ticket
Why would
sales
she-
was that well in Italy.
Why would she say that?
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty self-aware quote there. That's Katy Perry on Hot Ones. Just after biting into the fourth chicken wing. Next one. I'm not a feminist, but I do believe in the strength of women.
Didn't she say that when she was in the space? When she was in space?
That's the only one that Mussolini could have said, I think.
She was too busy singing fucking Louis C.K. the whole time.
Singing
Louis
Louis.
C.K. Got on to that in the second.
Do you mean Louis Armstrong?
Louis Armstrong.
I see ya.
Louis C.K. singing that song.
tits.
That would be funny if they sent them up to space and she did 2 minutes of a tight Louis C.K. set.
Yeah.
So, the thing about women. I see trees of green.
And shitty. How do you do a Louis C.K.? He just loves saying shitty. He loves calling things.
Does
Get
he?
in front of people.
I don't really know.
And bats. I fucking hate bats.
I see skies of green.
Is that what he done? Like he just wanked in front of people?
Yeah, he tied. Yeah, just. That's all he did.
Louis Armstrong must have only eaten gravel for about 30 years of his life because he sounds.
So far, I love because I've heard people confusing Neil Armstrong and Louis Armstrong, but Louis C.K. But
Do you know what it is?
Confused Louis C.K., Neil Armstrong, and Louis Armstrong at the same time.
No,
I don't think Neil Armstrong is involved.
Because space
Yeah.
was involved. I think that's
Yeah.
your wires got.
I'm aware of that song. I'm a big fan of it, but I stayed up like 4 o'clock last night. You ever see that stand-up sit-down thing where they were talking about basically the history of comedy with Gervais, Chris Rock,
Yes.
Louis C.K.
Yeah.
and Jerry Seinfeld? So it was just in my head
Yeah,
from
yeah.
this morning.
Right. Next quote. It is better to live one day as a lion than 100 years as a sheep.
Katy Perry did make the song Roar.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's definitely.
It's
Katy
got to be,
Perry.
right?
Yeah.
Nailed on Katy Perry, that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Correct. I sweat so much on stage, I could fill a kiddie pool. Call it Katy Perry Sweat, the new perfume. Ahead of its time, I have to say. This was pre-bathwater.
I think this might be a trick question.
This could be a third option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
C, none of the above. Who's it going to be?
Who do we think said that? Say the quote again.
I sweat so much on stage, I could fill a kiddie pool. Call it Katy Perry Sweat, the new perfume.
I think it sounds like a rap lyric. I think this was NBA YoungBoy.
yeah.
Can we call a friend for this one?
Yeah.
Yep, sure. Who do you want to ring?
I don't know who would know the answer to that.
Louis C.K.
Get him.
Louis Armstrong.
Yeah.
Last quote. We have buried the putrid corpse of liberty.
California girls,
Yeah.
unforgettable. We have
Buried the putrid corpse of liberty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct, Katy Perry. I think you went 5 out of 10 there, so that's pretty decent.
The
Nice.
strategy worked.
Yeah.
Right, let's move on to questionable now. This is our audience interaction segment where we ask you a tantalizing query and you come back with your best responses. This week we asked you, if you had the complete freedom, what new law would you make? Here we go. If you don't have a job, you can't have a kid.
I can see the reason for it. A lot
What
of
do you
people
think?
would dispute that, but
What do you think, Finley?
There's some jobs I still think you shouldn't be able to have a kid.
Like?
I think
Crypto drop shipping.
drop shipping 100%.
working in CEX at
Yes.
any age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next law. If I could create one new law, it would be the Rich Bloke Rationing Act, where any person with more than 10 million quid in assets must spend one day of the week as a commoner in Croydon or Stoke-on-Trent. The rules include only using Oyster cards, no black cabs, and must be dressed in an outfit that costs less than one cigar from their favourite cigar brand. Failure to complete, quote, Commoner Wednesday will result in their assets being frozen and invested into a local Greg's expansion initiative.
See, I think this is great, but I know you're
Who the
heavily
fuck
against it.
did fucking Lewis Lit write
Yeah,
this?
this-
What
This guy's trying out bits for his Type 5. This is Aidan.
what an unreal bit of litigation there. 'Cause
Yeah.
he's worded it properly. That sounds like a real act.
Yeah. I think that's ChatGPT, that.
I think you could just sign it now. That's a legal document.
Have you ever seen comedians writing sets with ChatGPT yet?
People definitely use it.
I pulled those quotes with DeepSeek.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, I wasn't about to go searching for them myself, so I don't even know if any of them are real.
Yeah.
Next one. I would call it The Boys' Law. So that's the title of this.
I'm already intrigued.
The Boys' Law. You can't sack your boys off for a ting, no matter how big the battygal may be. The boys can't be relegated for a bumperclub. Pints before bints. My best mate sacked us off for some meaty ting recently and been on a proper dick. I want my pookie back and don't want any man to go through the pain of losing one of the muffler tarts. Like I have Rufy. Please spread the word, boy. Or forever. The batty comes if you're lucky and dips into the next Ghana mandingo if not.
Whoever sent this is a real Jamaican.
Yeah, no, I saw
not
this.
a 9-year-old from Hampstead Garden suburb.
I looked at the profile picture of this guy.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's from Buckingham, and he was wearing a Canada Goose jacket.
Okay, he is valid. He's Jamaican then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you reckon he paid for that jacket?
No. Yeah, he's a fucking yardie.
Yeah. Real yard man.
Next one. You can only live in the UK if you do Marbella right.
I love that.
Yeah. I agree. I think you've got to do it at least once. I went to Marbella. I've been to Marbella. I did Marbella wrong.
You should have listened to them, boys.
Don't have a curry. Don't go to a curry house. That's my number one top tip.
You had a curry in my bag.
I was shitting myself for days. I soiled my brand new swimming trunks. Not with no forewarning. It was just leakage. And I was sitting on the sofa.
Wearing your swimming trunks on the sofa.
Wearing your swimming trunks to eat is diabolical.
Yeah. Especially with that fucking net inside it.
Where was that suggested? I'm not going to eat my shit. What are you saying?
No, as in to eat at dinner.
Okay, I was sitting on a sofa. So.
Especially with the net, because it would just be like a cheese grater, the stuff.
Awful. Do you not get that thing where sometimes if I go swimming and I keep my trunks on for dinner, my ass gets really itchy? Do you get that?
No.
Really?
I've never been in a pool that went for dinner. Never been on that sort of holiday.
Is that quite middle class?
You've never been swimming then eaten food before?
Yeah, but you were talking about like going straight from the pool over to the table at the
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
it was-
hotel restaurant.
Never
Yeah.
had that. Like
Really?
Never.
I've came out of the sea and then had like a hot dog at the barbecue.
On an oil drum.
Was it a whole lobster that you got out of a net?
A squirrel that they hit with their car.
You stick it between a bun. And
Yeah.
Doesn't the Woucher holiday come with a free squirrel?
Go on, get us back, Rafferty. You can't take that from us.
Next one. This one's contentious. This one's going to cause a bit of debate, I think.
Yeah.
Age of consent to be 14, but only... Someone genuinely sent this in. Age of consent to be 14, but only oral, like ear and feet stuff.
Jesus Christ.
Second half is even worse.
We're not even hearing him out.
That's just criminal.
Guys, you're so close-minded.
There's so many problems with this. Age of consent to be 14, no. But only oral, what? Like ear and feet stuff, that is not what that means.
Ear and feet stuff.
Just hear the producers laughing outside.
It's like I wrote this in.
Yeah. I think
But what is that? Firstly, what is ear stuff? What is feet stuff? How is that
I'm
oral?
aware of feet stuff, ear stuff. I'm not so familiar.
Why 14? There's so many questions here.
well, I think if we are going to hear him out, I think there is an argument for, it is ridiculous that you can be 14 and, in love with someone and you can be arrested for being a sex crime criminal for just doing ear and feet stuff. You can't be looking up, 14-year-olds.
Depends what they're doing to the ear and feet, though, Finley.
My only experience of ear stuff is that one scene from We're the Millers when he ear fucks with his finger the other bloke.
Oh, yeah.
They go with that swinging couple.
He just fucking
And he has
Ear like that.
Yeah, so he gets his index finger out and
Yeah.
he sort of like worms it in and out of his ear hole.
Yeah.
That's as sort of saucy as it gets. So if that is what he means, is that even illegal now?
I don't think that's what he means.
The
I
only
think
the only ear stuff I've ever seen is these two lads are a couple of years above me in school. They were the most homoerotic group of friends going.
Mm.
One of them passed out in the back of the taxi on the way home, and I turned around after like being in and out of consciousness, falling asleep.
Why? Yeah.
And his friend was over the top of him, completely naked, wanking on his face, and he
What?
came in his ear.
Firstly, no, that didn't happen.
I promise you.
That's incredible that you
100%
didn't bring that up in the previous 60 episodes of this podcast.
Yeah.
That's unreal.
It's these lads like there is like rugby lad humour,
yeah.
but they never touched a rugby ball.
Right.
They've just got that somehow in rural Ireland, and they think like running around fucking chasing each other naked is like funny.
I don't think they're doing it because it's funny.
Yeah, some questions have to be asked after that.
Yeah.
The fact that this fella could not only get hard after a night's drinking, but get hard in front of the corpse of his friend.
Yeah. Why were you there?
I was the taxi on the way home from the night out. There was like
Why were you on a night out with these guys?
It was just you didn't really pick and choose. If there's a taxi going round from, you got on it.
Oh, right. Yeah. I
Yeah.
forgot.
What was the taxi driver doing?
The taxi driver, there's like that window thing. He wasn't paying any attention.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Did he?
This is really sort of
When that
actually
guy
made it
woke
quite
up-
sad, this story.
When that guy woke up, was it like after you have a swim in the sea where you have to do that?
It's like,
That thing with your head where you get the water out of your ears
He felt amazing afterwards when it suddenly cleared.
when it pops.
Yeah.
like whenever you get off a flight, you do this
He
one.
sucked on a sweet. Yeah.
Yeah. Big yawn.
Yeah.
Right, next one. I would ban myself from ever going near a woman ever again. This is why. I was 15 at the time. I come from a place called Donegal, heard of it, where most people are a relative of each other. I met this girl and decided to motorboat her in a nightclub bathroom. The next day, I see her at my grandmother's birthday, and it turns out she's my second cousin. I've never been more mortified in my life. It's safe to say.
She's probably my second cousin too.
Yeah.
Yeah, second cousin is.
Was this you?
Not that I recall.
No.
Motorboating your second cousin, I think that's fine.
You could do worse things.
Yeah, motor.
That is legally not a crime in this country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't think.
Motorboating your first cousin is a crime.
Well, where does motorboating fall on the like? Could you motorboat a 14-year-old?
Are you asking? Could you in the sense of
You physically could.
is it actually possible or
I didn't mean.
or should I?
Well, no, I should I is obviously you should, but
I motorboated a 14-year-old when I was 14.
Fuck, fair play.
and,
yeah.
and would you? Well, yeah, is that legal? You don't know.
Well, I felt pretty good at the time.
Yeah. Jesus, going off.
I wasn't running from the cops. Let's put it that way.
No.
You would be if you done it now.
The thing about motorboating is it's funny. Like
Yeah.
objectively, it's whimsical.
It is exactly.
I don't think is there many people that would properly get off just on the
Exactly.
art of motorboating. I don't think so.
It's fun. It's a joke.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not a real. And it also.
It's a laugh.
I think in a place like Donegal, you've got to motorboating your second cousin in London, where you have many other options,
Yeah.
is wrong. But motorboating your second cousin in Donegal is like
It's either that or your first cousin.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when
It's the lesser of two evils.
Exactly.
after I had sex once, I flipped this girl over and then played Pictionary on her back with my penis. That's whimsical.
That is brilliant. That is brilliant. I'm gonna do that. That's amazing.
I think motorboat's in the same category where it's just whimsical, isn't it? It's just a bit of
Yeah.
fun.
But it's almost like a lost art. It's a bit like fingering.
No.
Fingering is not a loss. I'm keeping that art alive. if
I
it's
don't
a
know.
lost art.
You
I
never-
don't think I've ever disagreed with anything you've said on this podcast more.
I'll stand
I think
by
that's a terrible
I
take.
was
Hang on,
stand by it.
let's dive into this. What do you mean?
What do you mean it's a lost art? This
In
is
the
the
sense
age
that-
of fingering. We're
No.
in the golden time.
Hear me out for a second. Whenever I was growing up in school, that was like the best thing you could do. You get a badge of honor for doing that. Nowadays, you don't really hear about it.
You don't. I think back in the day, fingering behind the bins was like a rite
Yeah,
of passage,
yeah.
but now it's like
Why is it always the bins?
straight to getting pissed on?
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like people don't have time for fingering anymore.
Yeah.
They're just skipping past that. And
I
it's
can disagree more with that.
yeah,
It's the best bit.
for you.
Somehow that's what. Yeah. So that's what I just do the fingering and then I leave
Yeah.
and I count it. I count it as a full. That's a full point.
Mm. Bring back motorboating and fingering. I
It
think.
never left, guys. We're in the Renaissance.
Yeah.
Last one. All nonces must wear Heelys and a bowler hat so we can identify them. I think a lot of nonces already wear a Heelys and a bowler hat.
Heelys and a bowler hat.
Yeah.
It's good to fucking quickly escape from the sting operation.
You're giving them a head start there.
That's true. Is it like one of those special bowler hats with the sharp rim where you can throw it as a weapon and
Yeah.
slit someone's throat like that?
I like the idea that somebody's wearing a bowler hat and you're like, well, this guy doesn't seem suspicious, but then he Heelys away and you're like, fuck.
Gotta be.
Yeah.
I think, in my mind, all nonces wear those like fingerless leather gloves. You know what I mean? Those gloves, like originally, I think they were so you could still use your iPad when it was cold. But now they're just like, why are you wearing those?
Them and Spurs
okay.
kits.
What noncy things?
Yep.
Okay, fingerless gloves, bowler hats,
Arseless chaps,
arseless chaps.
leopard print gilet.
I think a lot of Middle England kind of British things are quite like custard, you know,
fucking love
ordnance
custard.
survey maps, jigsaw, getting really into a jigsaw. You know, what else?
I like the ordnance survey map. That's interesting because in my head I still picture like cartoon nonce like actually looking for kids with a map,
Yeah,
like using a compass.
Like
and-
fucking Dora the
it's on
Explorer.
the key.
yeah, they've taken an orienteering course and they're putting
Yeah.
red in the shed. If you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
they're analysing the bumps and ridges on the map to
Right,
find
contours,
out
yeah.
whether.
We pointed out in this podcast one time that you never see a black guy at the wrong end of a sting operation. It's always white guys.
I wanted to do this as a sketch once, but
Oh, really?
Emmanuel Sanubi did not want to be in the sketch. I wanted it to be like, you know, that they
He
track down.
He played for Arsenal, didn't he?
Great right back.
They track down like a paedophile and they find him, and it's just they're ready to like beat up some kind of loser with learning difficulties, and then it's just a huge black guy, like
Yeah.
absolutely ripped, and they're
Get
like,
that made.
"Ooh, maybe we should just beat up someone else."
Maybe it's the kid's fault.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
It's like, oh yeah, we actually don't have evidence that she disclosed her age.
Yeah.
She would
Yeah,
change her
actually,
tune
maybe
very
you just
quick.
want to meet her up as a friend.
It's like I've always said, like I've never seen a black person slip on ice. Never. Only white people slip on ice.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's interesting.
I've never seen a black nonce in a sting operation, and I've never seen a black person slip on a tricky driveway.
That's a very good point. Very.
I've never seen a black person on a driveway.
Have you ever seen a black person?
Yeah, Deji, yeah.
Yeah.
First.
And on that point, we're going to end the show there. So brilliant. This has definitely been... It's on the cheekier side of edgy, this episode, I think. It's been one of the greats, in my opinion. An all-time episode. Yeah. Thanks, Finley.
For having me.
You got time for one in the pub afterwards?
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Also, do you want to give a plug to your show?
Oh yeah, my special will be out in hopefully end of July, start of August, and that will be called, I don't know what it's going to be called. It's going to be called something like How to Get Clout or something clickbaity and fun. So
Wow.
yeah,
What an advert.
yeah, special will be out. I'll clip that up, and yeah, just the YouTube channel. Check it out.
Watch his shorts.
Watch my shorts.
Watch his peep show impressions.
Oh yeah,
I think statistically, everyone probably already is watching your shorts.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
Sorry about that.
So we'll see you again next week. Thank you for coming on, Finley. Don't forget to like us, follow us, rate us, send us something in the mail, not anthrax, and then
5-star review on Spotify.
5-star review on Spotify, subscribe, buy something from us on eBay or Etsy, and we'll see you again next week. Back to you in your house.